Hello, welcome to TypeScript Basics. In this part, we are going to look at symbol. Symbol is a primitive type. It is introduced in JavaScript to avoid naming collisions. Let's see some examples for symbol and then we'll see how it solves naming collision problem. I have VS Code open here. So basically to create symbol, you'll use the symbol static function. So let's say I want to create a new symbol called student. Then what I can do is I can use the static function called symbol. So this is going to give me a new symbol, and each symbol that we create will be unique. Let's say for example I'm going to create another symbol called teacher, and I'm going to use the same static function. If I compare these two symbols, they will not be same. As you can see here, it prints false. When creating symbol, we can pass in something called a key. It is also known as a description. That will be passed as an argument to this static function. So I'm going to call the symbol as student symbol and this one as teacher. Adding this description basically will help you out when you are debugging a code which uses symbols, because you can see this description instead of something else. So like you can basically understand what the symbol represents. So if I compare these two, the result will still be same, because like adding description to a symbol is not going to change any of its behavior. So you can see here it's still false. Even if I use the same description, the symbol will still be unique. I don't know why you'd want to use same description, but if you choose to use same description, the symbol will still be unique. So this is something to be aware of. As you can see here, it still returns false. When you write code, actually, you can basically use this symbol as an identifier for your functions or properties. When you want to share symbols between different modules or different files, then you can use something called symbol registry. Basically, you can create a symbol and register it with this registry, and then you can ask it back whenever you want it. So let's say for example I want to create a symbol for student and I want to put it in the registry. So to do that, the only thing we need to do is we need to say symbol.for the key name or the description. So now what this line does is it basically created a symbol and added it to the symbol registry, and then it returned the newly created symbol. So if I want to access the same symbol, the only thing that I need to do is I just need to call the same for method again. So if I say student1 symbol for student, this time because the symbol for key student is already present in symbol registry, it's not going to create a new symbol, it's just going to return the same symbol. So if I compare these two, student and student1, it will be true because they are same symbol. So if I run this, it returns true. So this is basically a way to share symbols between modules or files. There are some well-known symbols, so JavaScript defines those well-known symbols for its use. You can access them using a static member notation. So let's say for example there are some well-known symbols like iterator, and there is one more called replace, and there are many like these actually. So these are well-known symbols, so we can access them like a static member. Now if I run this, you'd get false because like we are comparing two different well-known symbols and they'll not be same. So as you can see here, it returns false. So these well-known symbols are mostly used by JavaScript. So now we know what symbol is and how it works. Let's see how it solves naming collision problem. So let me get rid of all of these, and I'm going to add some code here. Okay, what I have done now here is I have added a new function called print to the array class, and it's going to print something called custom printing array and the value of the array only if the stop printing flag is not true. Now if I run this, it will print custom printing array and the value of the array because stop printing value is not assigned. The default value of stop printing is false, so it prints the value of this array. As you can see here, the value of the array is printed. Now let's assume that the author of this array class, which is the JavaScript committee, decides to add stop printing flag for their internal use. So they add the stop printing flag and they decide to set this value to true. Now if I run this, suddenly we won't see any result because the change they made to the base class, which is the array class, has broken the functionality that we created. As you can see here, it's not printing anything. This is a problem for library authors and the JavaScript committee, because if they want to introduce something, they need to make sure it's not going to break any of the existing code. So one way to achieve this is to come up with some ridiculously long name, or with some kind of prefix or suffix or some kind of random names. But if they do that, it's not going to give nice experience when debugging. Also, it's not going to give good readable code. So how do we solve this problem? To solve this problem, they have introduced a symbol. So as we have seen previously, symbol is going to be unique and no two symbols will be same. With this, what JavaScript committee can do is, like, rather than creating this property called stop printing, they could simply create a new symbol. Let's say I'm going to call it a stop printing symbol, and it's going to be symbol. Now they can use this symbol here. Now if I run this, all works normally. As you can see here, it prints the thing that we wanted to print. So now suddenly they have introduced a new flag in array, and they can be sure that this is not going to collide with any of the names that the consumer of this particular array has introduced. So this is how it solves the naming collision problem. Let me tell you something about symbols. In your day-to-day work, it is very rare to use symbol. Symbols will be mainly used by JavaScript committee as well as library authors. If you're not one of those, then it's very rare for you to come across a scenario where you need to use symbol. So that's it for now. Hope this video is useful. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.